Okay, so there is energy in sunlight, and it was found that plants could use simple compounds to produce certain complex carbon compounds like pyruvate, glucose, starch, etc. in the presence of sunlight. So here underline this point, there is energy in the sunlight, and it was found that plants could use simple compounds to produce. So what the plants are producing? Carbon compounds like pyruvate, glucose, starch, etc. in the presence of the sunlight. Okay, underline this one. So they released oxygen in this process. Scientists call the process of production of complex substances from simple ones synthesis. Light dependent synthesis was thereby called photosynthesis. Photo means what? Light. Synthesis means what? Preparing. So synthesis is the most important life process in nature. Most carbon compounds and the whole amount of oxygen in nature are produced by this process. All animals, including humans, essentially require these for their survival. So for the survival means to live, for the human beings, for the animals, which gas is mostly needed? Oxygen is needed. Foods are mainly carbon compounds, most of which may synthesize from certain carbon compounds produced by photosynthesis. So during the photosynthesis, it will be releasing the glucose. In the glucose, what is there? Carbon is there, C6H12O6. So this is the carbon. So carbon compounds it will be releasing. It is observed that major carbon compound produced during photosynthesis is glucose, and the major storage, underline this one, major carbon compound produced during the photosynthesis what? Glucose. In the glucose what is present? Carbon is present, and the major storage product is starch, and major storage product is what? Starch, produced mainly by combination of several glucose molecules. Okay, so this is the starch. Water gives oxygen and hydrogen. Where does carbon compounds come from? Plants prepare the food with the help of the carbon dioxide and water. Yes, so from where does this carbon dioxide comes from? For the plants, we know very well, we breathe out carbon dioxide. So that carbon dioxide is used in the photosynthesis, in the preparation of the food for the plant. So carbon dioxide is what? CO2. No? So carbon is present. So in this way plants get the carbon to prepare the glucose. Okay. So here the answer to this came from experiments done during the end of 18th century and beginning of 19th century. So many observations done in the plants during the 17th, 18th and 19th centuries. Okay. So scientists could state that a combination of same number of carbon and water molecules from carbon compounds, and the source of carbon is the gas carbon dioxide. Okay. So from where it get the carbon compounds? When it prepared the food, from the carbon dioxide. Understand? So underline this point. So water molecules from carbon compounds, and the source of carbon is the gas. Which gas? Source of the carbon is what for the plants? Carbon dioxide. And we know that as air flows in and out of the stomata and certain areas of loose tissues in the plant body, we know very well about the stomata in the plant. In the class 9th you did the practical, na? So stomata is present where? Behind the leaves stomata is present. What is the work of the stomata? Stomata breathe in and breathe out the carbon dioxide, breathe in carbon dioxide, breathe out oxygen. So exchange of gases will be taking place in the stomata. Okay. So and carbon dioxide in the air flowing in, it's utilized by the cells. Utilized means used by the cells carrying out photosynthesis. Using the information so far, if we try to write an equation for photosynthesis, it could be. So surely you will get the question in the board exam. What is photosynthesis? Explain with the chemical formula. So you should write the formula here. So what is the photosynthesis formula? Photosynthesis means what? In the presence of the light, plant prepare the food with the help of the water. It is called as a photosynthesis. Okay. So N means we can keep the number. Okay. CO2 carbon dioxide, H2O water. and C means carbon, N means number. We have to give some number here. How much number we are using in the reactant, that much product only we get here. And H2O plus, this number N represents the number of molecules. So we will see clearly. What will be the equation when the value of N is 6? What is the carbon compound formed? We have studied about the equation of respiration in the previous section of this chapter. If we compare both the equations of photosynthesis and respiration, we shall find that they are reserved of each other. Okay, so equations of photosynthesis and respiration. Respiration means what? You studied already. Respiration takes place inside the cell. Breathing will take place outside the cell. Okay, this is the one. Inside the cell, after the preparing of the food, it releases the energy. It is called as a respiration. Okay, carbon compounds and oxygen are products in photosynthesis, while they are reactants in respiration. Okay, so respiration matlab kya hai? This one, what is that now? In the presence of the cell, digested food releases the energy na? So it is the respiration. Okay, so here we know that respiration occurs in all the cells of living body. Does photosynthesis also occurs in all the cells of the plants? No, it will not occur. For the photosynthesis, to prepare the food, first one what they need? They need the chloroplast. Okay, in 19th century they have found out in the plant, in the roots, stem, everywhere plant cannot prepare the food. Where it can prepare the food, only it can prepare the food. It was observed that it occurred only in those cells that contained chloroplast. The green pigment in the chloroplast was named chlorophyll about this time. So the green pigment in the plants, wherever the green is there, outside we can see the green. Leaves can be green for the small plants. Stem also can be green. So sometimes stem also can prepare the food because stem is in green color, na? Leaves also in green color. So green color chloroplast, green color chlorophyll, okay, green pigment. If it is there only, they can prepare the food. So chloroplast, the green pigment in chloroplast was named as a chlorophyll. Chlorophyll green pigment is called as a chloroplast. After the invention of the electron microscope and advancement of staining techniques in the 20th century, the internal structure of the chloroplast could be observed. The study of the reaction sites was also possible. Then afterwards, they saw the chloroplast in the microscope. Scientists used staining techniques and observed that oxygen was produced by breakdown of water molecules only in the presence of the light. Only in the presence of the light only. Okay, so the reaction will be taking place. Half the number of water molecules used in photosynthesis is expelled as products. So how do we get the oxygen from the plants? During preparing food, it use the water also, no? So water has the H2O. So when these water molecules break, it releases the oxygen during preparation of food. Okay, so now we may show the formation of glucose in photosynthesis by the following equation. Understand? So this is the one. Okay, now we write the equation. Chlorophyll, sunlight, light energy. So it has broken this equation. I will write here. This equation is very, very important. Photosynthesis. Okay, chlorophyll. And then here what is that? Sunlight. Yes, sunlight or light energy. See your textbook 116 page. O6 plus 6O2 then plus 6H2O. Okay, so now understand this one. 6CO2 plus 12H2O. Okay, so in the presence of the chlorophyll and sunlight, plant prepared the food with the help of the carbon dioxide and the water. 6CO2 plus 12H2O. Okay, CO2 is carbon dioxide, H2O is water. 6 molecules of carbon dioxide, 12 molecules of water. When this water breaks down, it releases the oxygen. How much oxygen it is releasing? 6 molecules of oxygen, 6O2. Okay. Then this is the glucose, C6H12O6 is the glucose. Okay, and the next one 6H2O, H2O is the water. So during the photosynthesis, what it releases? It releases the glucose. Right here C6H12O6 is the glucose, and then it is the oxygen and water. Okay, so in the glucose we can see the carbon compounds. These carbon compounds we get it from the carbon dioxide. Okay, so for example, if 6 is before the C means it is belong to 2 also. So here carbon how many is there? 6 are there, carbon 6. And oxygen how many are there? 6 into 2, 12 are there. And again H is belong to O also. If the 2 is here, 12 into 2, hydrogen how much is there? 24. And oxygen how many is there? Are there? 6. So altogether oxygen how many? 12 plus 6, 18 are there oxygens. Okay, so how much reactants are there, that much product only we get here. So you see in the product carbon how many are there? 6. So here also 6. And hydrogen how many are there? Here 12, but here 24. So one more 12, where it is? Here, water. 6 into 2, 12 now. Then oxygen you see. Oxygen how many in the product? 6. 6 into 2, 12. 12 plus 6 how much? 12 plus 6 into 2, 12 na. So 12 plus here oxygen is 6 into 2, 12 na. Here 12, and here oxygen 12. Altogether 24 oxygen is there. And then here 6 into 2, 12. Here how many? 6. And here how many? 6. So altogether how many? 24 oxygens are there. So always in the reaction when we see means how much reactants are there, that much products only we get. By looking at the equation we can say the photosynthesis. Photosynthesis takes place in the presence of the chlorophyll and sunlight. Plant uses the carbon dioxide and the water and it releases the products of glucose, oxygen and water. Okay, so this experiment they have done to see the chloroplast. Okay.